Trump is cranky, cruel, and randy, cheats every day that ends in Y. Cheats on his wives, even golf, who cares? Silent if he couldn't lie. Inappropriate and handsy, useful idiot and spy. Is narcissism really no excuse? Children in his care have died. Ruble dandy came to DC, hid his fortune's phony. Trump is that paid for Russian ploy. Impeach, indict him, there'll be joy. Hello, hello. Hope your 4th of July is going well. Hope your Independence Day is going well if you are American. Might hear some fireworks in the background. It tends to happen both before, during, and after the 4th of July in the States. Of course, most of it happens on 4th of July itself. Oops. Strength. It's funny, that card keeps falling out of the deck. It's weird. Alright. But I hope you are well, and I don't know how the Trump of July went today. I did not. I saw literally about 5 seconds of Trump's egomania on display. I literally switched over to it, saw it, and went, nope, nope, where's the, turn it off. Okay. And I came back later, and there was some kind of flyover, and I thought, oh, is he done? Has his narcissism actually run out for a little while? Nope, he came back on to talk after there was a flyover. It's like, oh, where's the clicker? Bye. The kind of neat thing about the American independence, and I'm not saying that we are unique in this way, but one thing I do think is quite wonderful is that when we celebrate Independence Day, it isn't celebrating a war. It is actually celebrating when the quote-unquote founding fathers, that's what we call them, when they got together in Philadelphia in 1776 and they wrote out the Declaration of Independence. And they signed it. It's the day that they all signed it. Including, most famously, John Hancock, who made his signature particularly large and said it's so Fat George can read it without his spectacles, the king. Because it was, what they were doing was treasonous. And every man who, and they were all men, but every man who put his name on that piece of paper was, you know, basically putting himself at risk of being killed. And that's what we celebrate. So, anyway, but this year, to be honest, I think I'm a little more excited about July 17th. Is that going to be 2019's Day of Independence, or the beginning of independence, from the Trump nightmare? Yes, universe making loud explosion noises in the background. I hear you. Alright, so it's the day after the lunar eclipse, which is also going to be up near the, it's going to be in 24 Capricorn, which is up near the Saturn, Pluto, I believe Saturn's still in retrograde right now, but I think it's within a couple of months it's going to turn direct. But Saturn and Pluto are up in that area, and starting this fall they're going to start coming together until next January. Oh, there's a kitty. Until next January, though. Happy Independence Day. Boo-boo. By next January, they're going to be conjunct, and it's likely to be important. But anyway. And gosh, what could possibly be going on the right around then that would have a major impact? Because eclipses are often associated with rulers, rulership, kings, wannabe kings, births and deaths and rises and falls, and at least that's what it was traditionally. I believe Prince William was born on, might have been a lunar eclipse. I can't quite remember the details, but I know that Prince William was born on some form of eclipse. Princess Diana died on some form of eclipse. There's a list of ways it has affected people in power or symbolic power. Oh. It's funny is I can hear, I'm sure you can hear the fireworks, but actually what I can see are fireflies outside, and now that's beautiful. That's wonderful energy. All right, so I want to see, we're closing in on the, in theory, the Mueller testifying in front of 2 committees on July 17th. How is that going to go? Oh my gosh, I know I say this every time, but his energy is so much nicer than these other jerks I read on. Oh. I mean, come on, folks. He's an ex-Marine. He's a career prosecutor. He's not life of the party. And the fact is, one of the reasons he doesn't, it's his duty, so he will honor the subpoena. But frankly, he's in his mid-70s, and he's not snorting heaven knows what up his nose, and he's tired. He did his job. Here's the report. If you don't feel like reading it, that's your problem. Buck up and read the Mueller report. I'm going home. And I've always, and even now I can feel how much he loves his wife. It's just the most wonderful, cozy feeling. Of course it's not as cozy as the kitty, but it's awfully close. Yes, it is. It's awfully close. It's awfully close, kitten. What do you think? You gonna be okay? Usually those fireworks upset you. But you seem okay. You seem okay. You know you're okay. It's alright. It's alright. So how is the possible Declaration of Independence from Trump starting going to go with Mueller's testimony? It's a very important, very important central piece of a wider investigation into all kinds of corruption and wrongdoing, and I'll put this over here because I don't want to disturb you that much. There we go. In the past, Mueller's, I'm actually being drawn to the side eye, where the Republicans have come after him, saying, "Oh, he's not really Republican. He's biased. And it's like, really? You realize that Mueller, he has medals from Vietnam, right? I mean, and he's been a Republican forever, and he is by the book. Yeah, that's side eye of you have got to be kidding me. All right, center the reading. This is the Democrats that came to him and were like, "We really need you to testify." "I don't want to testify. I shouldn't have to testify. Read the report." No. Really, we'll try and make it easy on you." "No, I'm not going to do it. There's no reason for me to do it." "Okay, we're going to we're going to be a little more insistent. We'll raise one leg, but really, we really need, yeah. And it was like, no, yes, no, yes, no, subpoena. All right, yes. All right, base of the reading. Well, this is all the court cases and the research that was done for the Mueller report. But it's also, I'm just really being drawn to, these are all the other cases, the SDNY, the everything from getting Trump's taxes to, it's just, it goes on forever. The disappointment is that Trump is losing. He's been losing some cases. He's had powerful people in the government that mostly that he put in place, but not entirely, just Republicans, who have kept him safe from all kinds of things that would have just flattened any other president. But the losses are starting to build. All right, above the reading. And I realize I'm usually pretty indulgent of the kiddies, and I understand that it can be difficult or hard to watch or distracting. But tonight, with all of these fireworks, I really don't want to upset him. He's not the brave one. Pumpkin's the brave one. Pumpkin has no fear of vacuum cleaners. And people come into the house or something happens and he's there. He has to check it out. He always has to check it out. What's going on? He is brave. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. But this little cupcake, he's the lap cat. He's the sensitive one. Yes, you. But anyway, I don't want to move that card. Because I don't want to disturb him. So I'm just going to randomly, I'm going to use this card. If we're above the reading, to go with this. And if that's wrong, I don't want to be right. Above the reading, it's all the money. Just the huge amounts of money that are listed in the tax returns, and the amount of money that Trump inherited from his father, and the underhanded things that he did to really get control of his father's money to the detriment of his siblings. Just money. Isn't that the theme song to The Apprentice? Money, money, money. Yeah. Most of it just underhanded and borrowed and unpleasant. But oh, sweetie. Please tell me you're not hiding under the desk. You don't need to be hiding. Where are you? All right. Yeah. Actually, these go together. Actually, it feels like they go together. Oh, and that's Junior. The money, it's starting to be seen for the sham it is, and the underhanded con job that it is, and Junior's really stuck in that. So near future, Mr. Mueller. Honestly, what I'm getting from this card is that it really does and is going to annoy Trump how Americans respect Mueller, respect what he has to say, listen to him, so much more than they do Trump. And oh, it is so annoying when he talks about himself in the third person. Ugh. But people will turn in to listen. People will tune in to listen to Mueller, which will annoy Trump. And so this doesn't, I don't know if this is immediate, but this is often the merchant, and Trump's borrowed tinfoil cups that look like gold. But this is his quote-unquote fortune, a term I use loosely. And this almost feels like it is parallel to the Mueller testimony. This, where they're looking at the business and they're looking at the taxes and they're looking at the way the business was done and the money, but plus the money from Russia. So it very much, it feels like two parallel tracks that will eventually come together. All right, home environment. Well, Trump in his feelings, but Trump very much in his feelings. This is all, but the cups are usually Democrats, and this is probably a woman asking very good questions. A Democratic woman in one or both of the committees asking good questions. Really, and it's tied into this, where people who are going to tune in because they respect Mueller, she's going to go up in popularity too. Hopes and fears. That Mueller, that both the hope and the fear, depending on which side you're on, is that Mueller is going to be the star. He's going to be the star witness. Not necessarily that he himself witnessed something in particular, but that his testimony in front of Congress is really going to eclipse, outshine the orange Fuhrer. All right, what other people see? They see Mueller. He's not flashy. He's not a look at me, look at me, look at me kind of guy. And as much as we would love him to be out there and saying, yes, I would indict Trump and he's a crook and all this, Mueller's fear is that if he says that, it's going to prejudice future jurors and what have you, that it's going to undermine Trump being taken to court in future and being held accountable. That's why, and this is also kind of wisdom. It's an older man, yes, but it's wisdom. He knows what he's doing, and it's not just because he's a fuddy-duddy or because he is a Republican. It's because he wants justice. He doesn't want, it isn't look at me, I want to be famous, I'm going to say it, I'm going to be the hero. He's been a hero. He was a hero in Vietnam. He's been a hero prosecutor. Right now, he wants justice. All right, final outcome here. Government. Investigators. Democrats. Yeah, it's where I was saying how this is Trump's business things and all the money that's flowed around Trump. Investigators working for the Democrats in the government. This leads to a flurry of an investigation, and let's see how that's going to go after that. I mean, is it going to be more frustration, or are things going to happen quickly? And I promise you, Mueller really, 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 really just wants to go home. Just let the poor man go home. Let the poor man go home. Whew. Huge. Yeah. Trump's lies just being bracketed. Major Arcana, huge forces. This is the ships coming in. This is what goes around comes around. And this is what has gone around coming back around. And the lies, but it's the world and death and temperance, and I mean it's these really big forces coming to play. I'm not seeing the Chariot, but I'm seeing huge power. Huge power coming in. I'm not seeing the Chariot, so perhaps not speed, but I'm definitely, these are big forces. That's what I'm feeling. That's America. America and the world. Coming against his lies. This is laws being passed in the future by the Democrats to stop a lot of this stuff from well, ever happening again as much as possible. People testifying, coming, leaving information, and then going. Steady work to build these cases, to bring everything to fruition. And it just, all the frustration we've been feeling, but all the frustration the Republicans are going to feel. So I'm assuming that the 17th will be a big, important day. Whew, Trump will be beside himself. Wow, he's going to be upset. That feels like a payoff. Trump being so upset, he's trying to pay somebody off. To bring somebody to heel, to be on his side. Not Mueller. Mueller would take off his right arm before he'd take a bribe. I know that some of the other readers have talked about the possibility of some information about to come out about Trump, and I'm wondering if it has something to do with the Epstein files, which were it was just ruled that the Epstein files had to be unsealed. And now, is this alright, so if there are secrets that may come to light, are we talking, is this Epstein or is this Putin? I don't know have I even read on Epstein? I'm not even sure I have, because his energy is so vile, it makes me want to hurl. Is Trump's victory in question? It's all a lie. All of it. The family, his victory, his this is a card. I like Kirsten Langston. She is so talented. The expression she uses for this card is sitting pretty, and that's exactly right. And this is the happy family and all the Trump stuff. It's a lie. Coming crashing down. Who's the fool? Besides us. Us for putting up with him for this long. His corruption. He was an idiot to do all this stuff. And it's his narcissism, how he sees himself. Because he doesn't see how he really is. He sees what he wants to see. And he's just so full of himself that he's done vile things. He's done so many vile things, it's staggering. And everything he's built's gonna crash down, so. Lawyers. Some of this stuff is stuff he learned from dealing with his father bailing him out all the time. This is stuff that has origins back when Trump was younger. Lawyers. And to some extent also Weisselberg protecting him. His accountant. Also his accountant at the Trump Corporation. Alright, let's 3 more cards and I'll stop. This is the new, more feminine energy in Congress. And that will continue and grow stronger. And it is the strength of the newer people and women and clearing out the old and getting rid of a lot of the stuff that was really allowed under extreme patriarchy. But then after that, this will be later. In order to fix these things, in order to go forward, there are going to be some really hard decisions to have to be made. But that's for the future. To be honest, this corruption, I don't know if it's Epstein or Putin. He's been a very busy guy. I mean, when you look at how much he's done wrong, it's no wonder he's lazy. I mean, he doesn't work. So I guess that's what he's done with all of his free time. It kind of, to be honest, it feels like sexual stuff that he's gotten in trouble for all over the place. So I'm not getting one thing specifically. There's so much. Alright, so that's what I'm getting now that I've gone through most of the cards. But thank you so much for watching. I'm very grateful. And hang in there, okay? Let's look forward to National Muller Day. And then let's let that poor man go home. Alright? Thank you for watching. And thank you so much to my patrons. This channel would not exist without you. I'm so grateful. Thank you. Hang in there.